The given equations are x minus y plus 2 equals to 0 and 7x plus 9y equals to 130. See, the equations we have just written down over here, x minus y plus 2 is equal to 0. Let this be equation 1. And this equation also we have written down over here as 7x plus 9y equals to 130. You see this 130, it is there in the RHS. We'll bring this one to the LHS. And when we bring down to the LHS, what do we have? We have 7x plus 9y plus 130 going on that side becomes minus 130 equals to 0. This becomes our equation 2. Now what we will do after getting equation 1 and 2, we'll compare equation 1 with a1x plus b1y plus c1 equals to 0. See, that's what we have done over here. Equation 1 is x minus y plus 2 equals to 0. We have compared that with a1x plus b1y plus c1 equals to 0. When we compare, what do we get? a1 equals to, what is the coefficient of x? It is, nothing is there means it is 1. So a1, how much we will be writing this one as? 1. And b1 again over here, minus, no values there, so there is nothing but 1. So b1 will be equal to how much? Minus 1. And c1 will be equal to how much when we compare? We get this one as 2. So what we write? c1 is equal to 2. So we have written down the values. a1 is equal to 1, b1 is equal to minus 1 and c1 is equal to 2. Similarly, now what we will do is that we will take the equation number 2 and we will compare it with a2x plus b2y plus c2 equals to 0. And see what we get. See, a2 when compared, what do we get for a2? We get it as 7. And what we get for b2? It is plus 9. And c2 what we will get? We will get this as minus 130. So a2 is equal to how much we have? 7. And b2 is equal to how much we have? 9. And c2 is equal to how much we have? Minus 130. Now we have the values a2 is equal to 7, b2 is equal to 9 and c2 is equal to minus of 130. Now see, after getting the values of a1, b1, c1 and a2, b2, c2, we will just put the formula for x. And what's the formula for x? X is equal to b1, c2 minus of b2, c1 whole by a1, b2 minus of a2, b1. See, I have written down over here x is equal to b1, c2 minus of b2, c1 whole by a1, b2 minus of a2, b1. When we put the values, see, what's the value of b1? It is minus 1. So in place of this b1, what I will put? I will put minus 1. And c2, how much it is? Minus of 130. So in place of c2, I will put minus 130. And minus of b2, what's the value for b2? b2 is 9. So in place of this b2, how much will I put? I will put this 9. And in place of c1, what will I put? I will put this one as 2 because c1 is 2. Then whole by, what's the value for a1? It is 1. And what's the value of b2? b2 it is 9. So 1 into 9 minus of, what do we have? What's the value for a2? It is 7. And what's the value for b1? It is minus 1. So we have put down all the values. Now we will multiply. Minus 1 into minus 130 becomes plus 130. Thereafter there is a minus sign, we will put a minus sign. 9 into 2 is 18. So 130 minus of 18 whole by a1. So what do we have this one? 1 into 9 makes it 9. Thereafter minus 7 into minus 1 becomes plus 7. So what we have in the numerator? 130 minus of 18 and the denominator we have 9 plus 7. So 130 minus of 18 is 112 by 9 plus 7 is 16. So 112 by 16, when we cancel it, we get this as 7. So x is equal to how much we have? X is equal to, we have it as 7. Similarly, we will also find the value of y. And what's the formula for y? Y is equal to c1a2 minus of c2a1 by a1b2 minus of a2b1. See, we have just written down the formula over here. Y is equal to c1a2 minus of c2a1 by a1b2 minus of a2b1. Just see what's the value for the c1. It is 2. And what's the value for a2? It is 7. So in place of this c1, I will put 2. And in place of this a2, I will put 7. Thereafter minus. What's the value for c2? It is minus of 130. So in place of this c2, I will put minus 130. And what's the value for a1? It is 1. So in place of this a1, I will put 1. Similarly, I will put the other values also. For a1, I will put this one as 1. And for b2, I will put this one as 9. And for a2, I will put this one as 7. And for b1, I will put this one as minus 1. See, after putting all the values, we need to just multiply. 2 into 7 makes it 14. Minus into minus is actually plus, and 130 into 1 is how much? 130. So what do we have? 14 plus 130. whole by 1 into 9 is 9 and minus 7 into minus 1 is plus 7. So what do we have? 9 plus 7. So 14 plus 130 makes it 144. By 9 plus 7 is how much? 16. 16 actually 9s is 144. So y is equal to how much we have? We have 9. Therefore, x is equal to 7 and y is equal to 9.